Welcome back. Well, this month starts the new season for Nashville Rep, which means new shows and lots to look forward to. Joining me to review the season's lineup, the first show right out of the bat, is the guest director for Rapture, Blister, Burn, and that is Lauren Shouse. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you as the first official show that's coming out of this series. I'm really curious to know, the term Rapture, Blister, Burn has made me curious. But before we get into a little bit about that, I'd love to sort of just set the scene about you, Lauren.
Okay.
Because I thought it was really interesting. It seems like the folks over at Nashville Rep are very excited to have you back. You are visiting, just working on this production. However, you have a history with Nashville Rep, don't you?
I do. I worked for Nashville Rep as the artistic associate for about 5 years, and I was running the Ingram New Works Lab, which has become a favorite here, and I miss it terribly. So it feels like coming home to the actors, to this community, and Renee Copeland is such a pleasure to work with, invited me back to this amazing show. So it does really feel like a homecoming.
Well, we're excited to have you back, too. Rapture, Blister, Burn. What exactly is this production all about?
Well, the story is actually about two 40-something women who are looking back at sort of the choices they didn't make. Catherine has come home. Her mother has had a heart attack, and Catherine is a famous author, feminist author. She has made the big career on Bill Maher's. She's called the Hot Doomsday Chick. And she comes home, and who happens to be living there but her former grad school boyfriend, who is now married to her former grad school roommate.
What?
And so, yes, you can tell that things are going to get a little sticky with a love triangle there. But the grad school roommate, Gwen, has had a much different life. She has chosen to be a housewife and mother. And so these two 40-year-old women looking at sort of the choices they didn't make with this man, with their careers, with a family. And so it's this really beautiful story about that. And in that is this intergenerational conversation. The other two characters in the play are Catherine's mother, who's in her 70s, and a college student, Avery, who's 21. And they engage in these really fantastic conversations about what it means to have it all for a woman.
Wow, that sounds really, really good.
Yes, it's a hot topic right now.
Absolutely. So are we talking, is it a comedy? How would you classify it?
It is a comedy drama. There's so much humor in there, but Gina Frito, the playwright, is super smart, witty. There's a lot of intellectual engagement as well as really break your heart moments. So it will have you laughing the whole time, but I think there will also be moments that really grab your heartstrings.
Wow, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's really
We have some great actors here in Nashville, and many that I see often in various productions of the Nashville Rep. Who are some of the folks that you have on your lineup as far as acting in this particular production?
We have a fantastic cast. There are 3 familiar faces and 2 new faces.
Yes.
So we have Shannon Hoppy, who's playing Catherine, and then we have Amanda Card, who is playing the college student, Avery, and Ruth Cordell is returning to play Catherine's mother. And then we have 2 new faces, Cheryl White and David Ian Lee. They have recently moved to Nashville, and so we're really excited to have some fresh new takes on the stage, and they're doing fantastic work. It's an amazing cast. If you love good acting, you're going to want to see this play.
So rehearsals obviously have been going good, and you're very excited.
Oh my gosh, it's been a blast. I've been laughing hysterically and have been really moved, and it's just been a really wonderful experience.
Well, I know, Lauren, when you left, you went and you worked on your master's.
I did.
And so
I got my MFA in directing at Northwestern University up in Chicago.
You couldn't have gotten it from a better school.
Oh, it was amazing. It was 3 years that I really feel like were completely worth it. So really getting time to focus in on directing and having some amazing mentors and being able to work in some amazing Chicago theaters. So.
Was it ever a goal of yours to get back here, to come back to Nashville Rep?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Renee and I stayed in touch the whole time I was gone, and I would come back and visit, and it's amazing to be able to come back and work with people that are my close friends, you know, and that has been really special. And I feel like Nashville will always be that artistic home for me, even if I'm not living here full time, but never say never.
Absolutely. Well, when you were obviously given the opportunity, I don't know if Renee or whomever contacted you and said, you know, Lauren, we would love for you to direct Rapture, Blister, Burn. I've always been curious to know, where do you start as a director when you have been handed this production and you have to make it yours? You have to, you know, do this wonderful job so that the audience will understand the story. You get the best act. Where do you start?
Yes, that's a great question. I usually start with me, with my personal connection to the play, and I have to figure out for myself, what is the story here? Why am I drawn to it? But then I expand that out and say, why are we telling this story now? What is the audience really going to love? And with Rapture, Blister, Burn, there's been so much writing recently about this question of what it means for a woman to have it all. You know, we're beyond the conversation of just, can you be a wife and a mother and have a career? Because there's so many women that are doing that marvelously. But we're sort of in this space now where it is, you have to have all of those things in order to be a successful woman. And so for me, like, I have to get into the play that way and be like, what are the audience going to want to talk about? And this play really gets you talking, because there's a lot of different opinions out there on the way that we should live our lives as women, as men, in relationships with our families, with our careers. And so for me, approaching this play particularly, it has been about that emotional connection, but then the big questions that are in the play.
Wow. So as the director, do you make the ultimate decision about everything, that being actors, costumes, what the set's gonna look like?
Absolutely. Well, it's a collaboration. I think it's a director-led collaboration. We're actually over in tech right now at TPAC, and it's really fun to just have everybody in the same room, and we're trying to get everything right, and it really comes together. I like to say the best idea in the room, but there are a lot of decisions to be made and to tell this story, and I think you'll see that in every detail of the set, the transitions, the costumes. It's really beautiful. They're doing beautiful work.
Yeah. So. Also, as the director, how do you know that you have hit the point where the story, the exact way you wanted it to go, the audience felt it? When they leave that production, at the end, is it based on, do you get a standing ovation? Is the way they applause? How do you know, okay, I did good?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of moments. There's those moments when you collectively, I like to sit in the back, so you collectively see them sort of lean forward. Or there's a moment when they all laugh together. I like to stand in the lobby at the end of the play and just hear some of the conversations. And I think if you're still thinking about it over a martini after the show, or even the next morning when you get up, we've definitely hit a chord. And this play definitely engages the audience in a way that is live, because there's no right or wrong answers. There are questions that get asked and don't necessarily get answered in the play. It's provocative.
Yes, and as the director, you can sort of be the person that's incognito. Nobody knows that you sitting in the back row, or that you sitting out in the lobby when they leave, listening in on the conversation.
Exactly. It's a little sneaky, but it's fun to get to be that fly on the wall and hearing the engagement that Nashville audiences are really wonderful, and it's been great to come back and engage with this community that way.
Well, September 5th through 19th.
Yes.
You're going to be here at the Johnson Theater over at the Tennessee Performing Arts Center.
Correct.
And so I definitely encourage everyone, please go see Rapture, Blister, Burn. There you see all the information on the screen. It sounds like a fantastic production. There's preview opportunities as well on September 3rd through 4th. Lauren, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to tell everybody about all the other great things that they'll be able to see this season.
Great.
As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of great shows that you're going to want to check out. There's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is going to be October the 10th through the 31st, and the preview opportunities are from October 8th through 9th. So you can go check that out. That sounds like a fantastic show. And then a favorite, I know all the folks at Nashville Rep always tell me that this is one of their most popular shows all season, and that's A Christmas Story. And I know some of our own folks have been part of that every year. I've had some participation, some small parts in that. So A Christmas Story's come back. I'm really excited about that. The preview for that is going to be just one day, and that's November the 27th. The regular run will be November the 28th through the 20th. Then into the next year, we've got February, we've got Good Monsters, and that sounds like that's going to be a really interesting show as well. And there's going to be preview opportunities on February the 11th through the 12th. with the regular run being right across Valentine's. Be a great day. Valentine's Day date will be February 13th through the 27th. Then in March we have Chicago, which is one of my all-time favorites, and they do such a great job at Nashville Rep. I know that's going to be a great show that you do not want to miss. And the preview for that's going to be March 17th through the 18th, with the regular run being March 19th through April 16th. So it looks like it's going to have a nice long run here. Then they have the festival in the Ingram New Works Project, which is we were talking a little bit about earlier with Lauren. That's going to be May 4th through the 14th. So that is always a wonderful opportunity to get out and enjoy some of the great talent that we have with Nashville Rep. I want to point out that they are a nonprofit, and it is an organization that we do want to support. A lot of great talent here. They offer opportunities for folks here in the community to actually display their talent, and we have some really talented folks here, so definitely go check out Nashville Rep this season. I want to thank Lauren Shouse for being here, and my earlier guests as well, Dr. Ronald Wooding from Caldwell Elementary and Brian Williams from Hands on Nashville. And I have to thank you for watching. Thank you so much. I'm Tuwanda Coleman. I'll see you next time on the Plus Side of Nashville.